All right, July 2nd, late video today. Let's take a look at the market. We're in July now. I'm on the East Coast. It's so hot. It's going to be a heat wave. Let's take a look. First, we had job. The jobs report came out. It was good, but it was a little bit overinflated because what they're seeing is a lot of people went back to work, but now we have the resurge, excuse me, of the coronavirus. And all these people are shutting down again, these restaurants, bars, gyms, salons, you name it. So we'll see what happens there. I think it's a little bit overinflated. Job came out. What does job do? Let's see, my TC2000 stuck. Into physical staffing, placement services, JOB. This had a nice move pre-market. And what the time was this? Is like 6:20 a.m. I have a roll pre-market. I will not trade. 7 is the minimum. I'm not trading at 6. It's so light a volume. The setup's right, maybe 7 on the lower size. So this is the 5-minute. Came down right here, descending triangle. They supported 125. And this took off at 150 all the way to almost 250 right here at 249. And it faded. This setup's definitely harder. There's a lot of choppiness here. Playing quarter lines. Then it really came down hard. So it was definitely a tougher play. And on the daily right here, you see this. 25 cents is really gapped up hard. Look at that, 250, big volume, 80 million. So that is for job. GNUS. This was a nice play right over 269. Draw your line, it's a ascending triangle. And then it took off here. Look at that, riding the 1320 EMA. That's one of my favorite setups. When you have this nice, smooth little dips here, that is a strong buy all the way. There's no sell. And this started on the daily. Let's look. I called this, excuse me, the other day. The low is getting higher, higher. Look at that. This big move, that was back in June, then came down, finally found support at that trend line. I figured this was eventually going to break because look at stochastics that it was like 10. It's got extremely oversold. 285 million today volume. So you know a bounce was going to happen, some sort of bounce, and it did. I'm holding up after hours 364. So maybe this will continue. That's what the stock market is closed tomorrow. For 4th of July, we'll be back up on Monday. So, graph. Well, the volume today, 16 million. And you have a move pre-market straight up. Look at this. On the open, the 5-minute came all the way down. This found support, 1562, 16. Started to take off. And then look at that after hours, holding up very well. So this was a nice buy in this zone, 16. And then you had another one over 1647, then 17. And then a little red candle here, really tried to come down, but bounced. So this was a long all day. That's why getting in early, when you get in early and then these runs, this was like a $4 gain. That's what you want. But it's not that easy to get patterns like this all the time too. There's a lot of different stocks each day. Here was Fran. This was total pre-market. Try to trade from the 3, 5, 10 minute. Saw this right here. I separated this about a 50-cent line. So this is right here at 455 right here. Straight up. This is pure momentum. Kept going. Then look at that right here. Was it like 850? This got as high as 873. Then total fade. That was a great short. As far as this went up, straight up, came just like straight down. And on the daily chart, 42 million. This was another one. It's like sort of stumbling along here, just up and down, nothing going on. Very light volume. And then it really came up to 8. And that was high as 873. So we'll see what that does. Still oversold on stochastics, still extremely oversold. IDXG, 5 here, excuse me, at the 6, right down the 550, and took off after hours. That's one to keep watch on. 614, great volume today, 5 million. Here's BYFC. This had a former runner. Look at that. Look at the wick. Came down. You support. The low's getting higher. You got 311 right there. And right here we have move 275. And then this is going after hours. So I'll keep an eye on that. Seed. This is a pump play. I don't really like Seed. Solo, all electric vehicles are doing very well. So this was over right here. There's your line about 260. It doesn't have to be exact, like 265. Yeah, the red, right to green, and start to come up. And look at the support. 13's over your 20 EMA, and then there you go. And then it came back down support on the dip, and then sort of chopped away. Excuse me, at 340. Staff, no interest. No interest in that. FUV, this is another, all the vehicles, electric vehicles, anything involving these vehicles, the stocks are on fire. So this was a little bit tougher move. This had to move 575. Really look who's going to break right here. Probably stopped out a lot of people around 6 almost and came back down. And then look at that. It sort of put in a sideways move. And it came all the way up to around almost 6 something and back down. And then all the way up. And then it found support. Look at that, 650 on the low, 650, and it kept going. So this was incredible long there in the 10-minute. Even better, look at that, 13 EMA riding that 20 EMA. It's a long all day. On the daily chart, look at the volume here. The white volume is up volume, strong volume, bullish days. It started out at like $1 back in April. And it's been on an incredible ride right here. NUS, CLSN, just had to move right here. Formed like a triangle here. No, it's a wedge, falling wedge, and it broke out. See that? And that's on 3.2 million volume. Excuse me. And this had right here, trying to cross over on stochastic, very oversold. SHLO. NIO, this is another one, electric vehicle space, pre-market, found support. Look at that line right here, right at 875 and bounced, and it took it off to about 975. Boozy. Car, FUTU, IO. Just kind of looking down the list here. So the main vehicle moves, the electric vehicles, they moved. A few of the finance, BYFC, I think it's black-owned finance, like companies, they've been pumped. So they've been doing very well. QTT, what else we got here? NXTD was a great long, but this is really pre-market, 515. Basically, it's like you're playing early pre-market, a lot of these will fade in these small caps. So you're either playing it here, and then it's going to fade. That's how they're going the rest of the day now. They're not holding up very well. OSTK, this is, look at this daily chart. When I think the CEO resigned, he resigned, I believe. Look at this. It's going from 267 to 33. Imagine if you're holding this long. This is a broadening wedge too. Look at this. Smaller, wider. Each move's getting wider. Probably the next move will be crash down, but we'll see. It's incredible. That's like $31 gain. What else we have here? NETE, EQT. I think I talked about EQT. Yeah, I did. Or at least with myself, I did. Look at this channel down. Look at this. Tight wedge channel. I knew this was going to come up, but it was oversold. It was at 486 on stochastics, and we had it here for the inside day. It didn't go down. and then it broke up today. And this has plenty of room here. This runs with oil. But this was a nice long rate over 1230. Not a big gain, like 40 cents, but HIB, LX, what was this, LX? It's a small gain. But this is on these, you just want to keep looking at charts and patterns. You'll see this till you're like blue in the face and you'll recognize it. It's like a quarterback, like Tom Brady. You can see a defense. You can see like who's blitzing, and you can recognize this. You'll recognize these patterns. This going down, and you have support here. This is a classic 20 EMA hold, and look at the hammer candle, and it starts to come up. And you'll see this over and over again. All right, so there are some good runners. Let's take a look at the SPY, where we're at. SPY finished up 92. I think it was up 400, and then it really faded throughout the day. S&P plus 14, NASDAQ 53, small caps plus 5, VIX down to 2768. I keep saying it's getting lower and lower. So volatility's really decreasing. Futures right now plus 19, Dow, S&P plus 1, NASDAQ plus 13, small caps plus 175. Commodities, gold 1788, silver 1832, oil 4041. All right, so the SPY right now. So the island top came down, tried to come up, filled that gap, didn't, came back down. And you can draw a line here. This is more of this like this extremely tight channel, and it broke up. So we're out of that. Now, is this forming a rising wedge if you draw a line right here? Let me see, you draw this. Is it gonna come back down? It's hard to say. It's getting, stochastics are at 72, so this could do this. This could stay above for a while. I think we're going to run into 320, this trend line. We'll see if we come back, then come back down here. Right now it's bullish, so, and after hours we went to 312, so everything's holding up here. NASDAQ's been on fire. The NASDAQ's up at 10,207, all-time high. This thing ever gets something happens with the NASDAQ, things gonna drop like a rock. But right now, there's nothing stopping it. At home plays working, everyone working at home, so it's just on fire at this point. Here's the Dow Jones, almost the same as the SPY. Draw a tight channel here, finally broke out. See this, the low's getting higher, higher. This is above now to 1320 EMA, which is very bullish. This can stay above. I think we get a 27,000. If not, then we're in a channel. This will come back like this 25,000 again. Very bullish down here. Stochastics are going up. So that's looking very bullish. All right, some ETFs, TNA. This has slid out of this this triangle here. It's a descending triangle. You have the highs getting lower, lower, lower. Or you could do a whole big symmetrical triangle. See the triangle here. And now we're crossing out of it. This is now above your 1320 EMA too. Very bullish on stochastics. This has gone from a low of 2383, and we're now up to 27 right now. So that's a nice little run. Nail is ready to come out of this. You draw a line here. It's more of a descending. But it's definitely a triangle sloping down, symmetrical maybe. So I look for a move out of this. This can come up on a nail. DFIN has been like totally sideways. Can you remember this falling wedge? There was the low. The low was at 1084. And now we're in between 13 and we're in between 12. So we're going back and forth now. Stuck in this sideways channel, this chop. It actually looks like it wants to cross down, but it already is this low. It's at 23 on stochastics. It can't get much lower. Excuse me. So if this does this, I don't think it's going much lower. It might come back to this trend line now. 1082 come back to maybe 1150. Really slow mover. I thought this was going to move faster, but It's not doing much. All right, then we have, let's see, what other, oh, SDAO today. I only like to play SDAO, TZA, and FAS in the bearish ETFs because the rest of them don't get enough real volume or range. SQQQ, which is the opposite of TQQQ, which is really not doing nothing. Nasdaq's so strong, SQQQ will do nothing. So if that ever falls, SQQQ will rise rapidly in a strong move. See, with the gap up on the SPY and the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones, this really went down hard. This went down from like 2420 all the way to 2290. So this, and then it finally bottomed here, which became a nice long right over 2310, and then all the way to 2380. So that's a nice gain and came back support. And it's holding up well, 2380. So goes this down. TZA 2050 just made it all the way to 2160. Anytime you can make almost $1 gain, that's great. That's a great day. So this is another one we came right up, and then this stayed up all day. FAS. This was a nice little cross here. You have the crossover 13 over 20 EMA 1680 all the way to 1750. Excuse me. UDAO. See, this was the opposite. This made such a big run here. Pre-market, after hours. This was pre-market all the way up 66. This thing shot way down. This is for me a symmetrical triangle. This is going to make a move one way or another, either breakout or breakdown. I mean, it's looking like a breakout at this point. So we'll see. TQQQ. This is going straight up. This is like to the moon at this point. TNA. Like we said, this came out of the, what do you call it, the symmetrical triangle. FAS. This is a falling wedge. This is coming out. This is still at 28.99. You know, I think this gets, if this gets to 20 to 80 level, at this point, I think we get up here again, maybe to 40, 38. So that's looking good. Soxel, semis. This is hovering at 191, which is 50% retracement level. That's looking good. What other ones are there? SCO is 2 times inverse crude oil. And this is really getting, like this wants to break out eventually. This is bearish oil, I believe. Bearish crude. In the 5-minute here, you can see this was a nice move, 1715 all the way to 1780. And then you get a reverse UCO. This was a drop, and then this bounced from like 29.30 all the way to 30.60. So this is long crude. And this has been an uptrend right here. See this? If you draw a line right here, see this? Wide, wide, tight, tight. This looks like it wants to break out long crude. So if you get a crude oil, and here's crude right here. This is the daily inverse head and shoulders. Here's your head, shoulder, shoulder coming up. And like I said, this is going to fill this gap. Because everyone's eventually opening up, things are back on the road, planes flying. Slowly, it's not fast at all. But right now we're at 40.65. This wants to fill this gap right here. I have no doubt. And I think we pick up even more after summer. Continue, maybe we get to 60, we'll see. Coronavirus depends, all these states are shutting down again, so it's definitely a slow grind at this point. But right now, this is 13 over 20 EMA. Nothing is holding crude down. I would look for 38. If this gets below 38 and starts to come back down, I would watch on that. So that's it for that. That's crude. What else? Gold. I have gold on here. I don't even think I have it on here. GLD, I just looked up. Let's get to the weekly GLD. You have a low getting higher, higher, higher. Then this is moved all the way. Look at this, 125. It's up to 166. This keeps rising. This could maybe get back to the all-time high. And right now, see all these dips? It's being bought. This was like a fake out right here. It went through so fast. When it drops so fast, it's not a true breakdown. The true breakdown's like this. See this? We have 20 crossover 13 MA, and it lasts longer. See it go down. So we're at 166.98, and this is going. And who knows? I think we get back the all-time high. It's very high up. It could come back to maybe 160. So we'll see on that. All right, quick video. That's it for today. Have a good holiday weekend. Be safe, and we will be back Monday. Hopefully, we'll make some good trades, and that's it. Peace, and please subscribe and like the channel.